Welcome to the Industry Angel Podcast. We hear from the best business minds across the globe, entrepreneurs, social influencers, marketing mavens, and sales rock stars. We've got them all. Here comes your weekly dose of inspiration with your host, Ian Farah.
Welcome to episode 212 of the Industry Angel. Thank you for joining us once again. The world seems to be turning. We are even seeing clients next week, face to face. The best news is, though, we can get our dose of oxytocin again via hugging. So if you see me out and about, expect a big hug. Of course, done with caution and restraint, as per the PM's recommendations. Thanks so much for the kind words about last week's show with Sarah. A lot of feedback was around learning such fascinating breakthrough methods for understanding more about the brain. I really enjoyed it. Thanks to Mark Conway, who got in touch via Twitter. He really enjoyed that episode. And just as Mark did, feel free to connect on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. Just head over to industryangel.com. You'll find us. If you want to drop me an email, again, you can find the email address there. I do see all your feedback. I see all your emails. So please get in touch. If you could help us all actually by sharing the show, that would be great. Or just tell a friend. I don't want your money. I just want your support. I want us to grow together. So next up, we have a guest from our latest live stream. Friend of the show, Ray Spencer, is the chair of the Chloe and Liam Together Forever Trust, formed in the names of two victims of the Manchester bombing. I'm proud to be able to bring you this episode personally, to introduce you to the trust, to show our love and support for the families of these two wonderful, talented young people that were taken from us in the atrocity of the Manchester bombing at the Ariana Grande concert at the Manchester Arena. 22 people died that day, heartbreaking, and more than 50 people were injured. Some of those involved were children. So I hope you enjoy what the Trust are doing now in the name of both Chloe and Liam.
On the 22nd of May, 2017, Chloe Rutherford and Liam Curry, girlfriend and boyfriend, totally in love, were murdered in the atrocity of the Manchester bombing at the Ariana Grande concert at the Manchester Arena. We as families have set up this trust to honour our kids through what they loved most and hope that inspires others to follow their dreams and achieve their goals in sport or performance. So I thought I'd just do that for you, Ray. Very emotive subject. That's why I thought I'd do it for you. Obviously, you're the chair of the trust. I wanted you to come on today and tell us all about it. I'm from South Shields. Liam and Chloe, obviously a very well-known South Shields organisation, as is our next charity. Where do we start, Ray? What is the trust set up to do in Liam and Chloe's honour?
Well, first of all, I have to say that I do very little work. There are so many dedicated people who constantly raise money and raise profile of the Chloe and Liam Together Forever Trust, not least of all the two families who are absolutely right centre, keeping the memory of two fantastic young people alive. And thanks to everybody who Sarah was mentioning about fundraising, but everybody who has continued to fundraise during the pandemic in all sorts of different ways. And the trust is really, really grateful for that. But I'm sure we'll touch on that a bit later. Basically, you had two young people, much in love, as you say, but two gifted people. One was gifted in performance and loved singing. The other was a gifted sportsman, enjoyed cricket, played for Marsden, was up and coming, was the captain, it was a real Romeo and Juliet. They really enjoyed being together, but individually they were gifted in their own areas. So the families wanted to ensure that other young people could live out their dreams in a way that Chloe and Liam's were stolen from them. They were taken away. And through other people, their legacy will live on forever. And that's what we want. We're very lucky as a charity that we can drive past the Chloe and Liam bench, which was created in their memory. And it's kind of the focal point for us to remember them. Not that their friends and family ever forget, but for the community, this bench that's there in front of the town hall is a focal point to remember birthdays, to remember Christmases, to remember the actual anniversary of that horrific terrorist attack. And through the money that's raised, we're changing lives for other people. We're opening the door for other people who mightn't otherwise be able to follow their dreams. And that's what it's about. It's a very simple aim. And if you want to know what best sums it up for me, if you ever, or if anybody's ever been in St. Peter and Paul's primary school, which is where Liam's mum taught. If you go in there, there is a stained glass window. It's dedicated to Chloe and Liam. It's beautiful. But on the sides of that, the stained glass, which was created with an artist, and it's all of the ambitions and dreams of the children who created it, what they want to be in life. And it's all there before you. And if you want to know what we're doing, we're going to try and make all of those dreams and ambitions come true in the best way we can. And that's basically what the trustees who do such a great job are charged with doing. And mostly that's giving financial assistance to people to make doors open for them.
Fantastic. And is this directed at young people, Ray, in terms of the assistance?
Up to 25.
Up to 25?
But sometimes it's not an individual that we're supporting. For example, one of the best things I think that the Trust has done is bought a boxing ring. You know, Horsley Hill needed a new boxing ring, and the Trust helped that happen. Now, that will help hundreds of young people both be fit mentally and physically and occupied in a positive fashion. The Trust was able to do that with the help of everybody who supports it. So sometimes there was another place where we helped them buy a minibus, because although they in the wilds of Wanney where they lived, they had to go everywhere to compete, to be part of, and the easiest way for them to do that was in a minibus. So the Trust helped with a minibus for them. So it's sometimes a specific bit of equipment. Sometimes it's money just to get somewhere for an individual. Sometimes we start funding people. I'm reminded of a girl called Rachel Armstrong, who I think 17, but I can't remember, but she's from Barden Mill, hardly the most connected place in the world. But we helped her go off and do ballet training.
Oh,
and that same girl from Barden Mill is joining the Bolshoi Ballet in Russia. So she's going over to Russia to join their academy. I mean, that's amazing. Now, I'm not saying she wouldn't have got there without the Trust, but certainly the Trust helped that dream come true. And that's what the Trust does. I think even during lockdown, if my fellow trustees will tell me off if I've got these figures wrong, but even during lockdown, I think we've still managed to support 36 people at a time, like Sarah was saying, when all the fundraising events we were trying to do were very difficult to organise. But we still managed to help 36 people, and we've helped a lot more since the Trust was set up. And we've got a lot more to help as well.
It's interesting. Now, Laura's saying this is giving me goosebumps. And you know, I think hearing from the individual stories and hearing where the financial assistance gone, that really focuses donations rate. So is that something that the charity really leans into, to try to say, here's where the money's going, here's what we've supported?
Yeah, absolutely. The Facebook page, which is kept up to date with those people we have supported, which Mark organises, Mark Rutherford, he keeps everything up to date all the time, and so you can read stories about those people that we've supported on a regular basis. And we love to get stories back. And you know, the people that we do help, so we give them an amount of money, but so many of them will say, oh, by the way, I got £500 from this place, so I don't need that £500, so I'm giving it back to you now. And in the world we live in, it's just so lovely to hear those genuine stories. And the same people will go on and raise money and send it back to the trust, which will help more young people. So our dream as a trust is that we will have an Olympic champion that was supported by Chloe and Liam, and we will have a West End star or movie star or singing star that was helped by the trust. And that would be what we all want from the trust, and for that individual to carry the message on, people achieving the unachievable. Really, really pleased for them.
That would be wonderful. And there's still time for us, Ray, you know?
There is time. And well, you know, they say, don't they, that 60 is the new 40. And what I would say now that I am over 60 is that midnight is now 10 o'clock for me, because I fall asleep by the time midnight. So, we haven't got, thank goodness that there are harder working trustees than me, because I never have energy for anything. And of course, the big day, the Pink and Blue Day, commemorates that when the horrible attack took place, but is also a key fundraising day for the trust, Pink and Blue Day. And you see Pink and Blue adorned shops and cars and windows, and people make everything from pink and blue ice cakes to ribbons and flags that you can fly from your car, ribbons you can fly from your car. So we all make a statement in the borough that we're right behind. And even if you're not from the borough, please wear pink and blue on 22nd of May to remember Chloe and Liam, but also the other people who were murdered at Manchester Arena. We must never forget. And I know the rest of the trustees have massive admiration for the Curry family and the Rutherford family, because they have taken this. I can't imagine the pain and angst and sorrow and everyday hurt that they face and have done for 4 years now. And they took that and turned it, despite the evil that's in the world, they turned it into something so positive, so right, so concrete as a way of helping people, that the positive memories of Chloe and Liam will outweigh those horrendous days of grief and loss, because they are doing such good things for so many people. It's so wonderful what they're doing, and their energy never stops. Honestly, the families just drive on and drive on and drive on, and they won't be happy until we have at least one Olympian, at least one Formula One driver, at least one gymnast, at least a movie star and a TV star and a West End star. But along the way, we will help people in lots of other ways. And the ways it can help, you know, on the small things can make such a big difference. Like there was one, I can't remember the discipline that he was in, but he needed a special wheelchair to take part in the sport. And he had his own wheelchair. And when he flew anywhere, it was a real burden, because he had to pay extra to have an extra wheelchair. And the trust were able to help with that. A small thing, but a massive difference, because it allowed him to compete internationally. And whether it's a saddle, we get asked for things like saddles, or we get asked for things like, you know, those competitive bow and arrows that you see. Archery, that's the word.
Archery,
so expensive. And if you're a child, as we all know with shoes, for example, if you're a child, you go through equipment very quickly as you grow. And that can be a real burden on families. Well, we're able to help with that. So small interventions can have very big positive outcomes.
Well said, totally agree. And just going back to the Pink and Blue Day, May 22nd race, so it's coming up very soon. In terms of fundraising then, is that key to the trust? Is there anything, I know we talked there with Sarah earlier, you know, drawing down like kind of lottery funding and things like that. Does the trust solely offer assistance through personal finance donations, or can you draw anything down?
At the moment, it is the whole of Chloe and Liam's pot of money that we spend has come from people supporting us.
Okay.
Has come from events. And in a year when we weren't socially distanced and allowed to meet, there would be golf days, there would be football match, there would be a cricket match, there'd be the big dinner, which many charities have, and which the Hilton supports, because Chloe and Liam used to work at the Hilton in Gateshead. So those big events were shut down, like everywhere else, just shut down, couldn't do. But they're coming back on now. So I know the golf day is being organised. I know that a better chair would have the dates right in front of us, but I haven't. But the golf day has been organised, and we will be having an event at the Customs House when we have a sort of variety show, which people come along to support, and then the dinner will happen later this year, we hope. I haven't got the date exactly in front of me. So those things are starting to tick over. But for now, I always see online where people are doing blind cards for Chloe and Liam and paying the money, or people are doing those cake baits that I mentioned. Yeah. And recently, I mean, Glenn Rowe, who's part of the family. So Uncle Glenn, he's been doing 500 miles for £500. He's been running 500 miles over the lockdown, and people like Dan Wales been doing marathons, or Big Pink Dress. They're all piled in and been doing lots of running. And the money they raise all comes into the Chloe and Liam Together Forever Trust.
Fantastic stuff. So how can we get involved, Ray? How can anyone watching this
Importantly, because it's really lovely for the family to know that people remember.
Yeah.
So importantly, on the 22nd of May, put something pink and blue. Put it in your car window, or fly it from your aerial, or put it in your shop window. But say, hey, we remember, we care, we're here to support you, because we're very good at doing that in this community. So please do that. Please watch out for the events that we're going to be putting online. The Facebook is the place to go. The Chloe and Liam Together Forever Trust Facebook is got all the information on. And if you visit our website, it refers you to the Facebook as well. In your own workplace, in your own family, you could do a little bit of fundraising, make cakes and force the family to eat them, and send it all through to Chloe and Liam Together Forever Trust. And we'll make a difference to young people in the Northeast that wouldn't otherwise be able to follow their dreams and aspirations. And in doing that, we will forever allow the memory of Chloe and Liam to grow and be positively remembered for all of the good they have done for other young people.
Well said, sir. And just before you go, if there was anyone watching who might want to maybe apply for assistance, again, is that through the Facebook channel?
Yeah, if you go on the website or you go Facebook, it's a very simple form to fill in. We are not meeting as regularly. We've not been able to meet as regularly as we have, but and we may have not be taking applications at the moment because we're not able to meet. But still, go on, look at the form, understand it, and then submit it when we're retaking them. And they might even say now, again, I should know this, it might even say now that we've started taking the applications, but I think we stopped taking them for a while until we built our funds up again, because we haven't, like everybody else, been able to raise very much during lockdown.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, well, Ray, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for everything that you do for Chloe and Liam, and to the families as well. My best wishes. And being a sand dancer, it's just fantastic to drive past the bench and see it there. And as you say, not forget those two beautiful young people. So thanks, Ray. Hope to see you very soon, maybe at the Customs House.
Pleasure. And enjoy the rest of your live stream. I hope your microphone hangs in there.
I was going to say, let's go back and hang on in there. Cheers, Ray. See you soon.
Thanks very much, Ian. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you to Ray. And once again, I send love and best wishes on behalf of us all to the families of Chloe and Liam, and of course the families of everybody involved in that atrocity at the Manchester bombing. I'm Ian Farrer, this is the Industry Angel, and thanks for listening.